Hey guys, welcome back to the Bulwark. I am Sam Stein here in our brand new digs. We got a new office, Tim. It's awesome.
I'll be there next week. I'm excited to see you. People should
Oh,
subscribe to the
nice.
feed, and I'm fascinated by your art in your new office. Are you a big George Romney man?
So basically, the gist is Chris told me my backdrop sucked, and they're like, "We have a couple posters around the office. Can you put them up?" And of course, the only posters that are in the Bulwark office are old Republicans who you guys revere, like
Moderate Republicans from decades
yeah,
past.
exactly. Slightly different than the stuff I was given at HuffPost back in the day. We probably thought George Romney was the devil.
George Romney is anti-war.
Look at
He's
this
a
one
good
though. We got
Republican.
you back there. We got you right there.
Oh, great.
That's
Okay,
you.
it's hard
The
to
next
see.
Tawny
Okay.
article, and then there's Abe.
We love Abe.
Guy.
Let's
Everyone
talk
loves
about the news and the corruption and our kakistocracy. Why don't we?
Yeah, sure. Story today came from Jake Sherman. At least he had the first version of it. House Republican Retreat. Usually it's this gathering of all the Republicans in the House. It kind of usually takes place in the D.C. area. Williamsburg, West Virginia usually is the case, or someplace in Maryland. Well, lo and behold, this year it will take place late January in, you guessed it, Doral. That happens to be the country club owned by Donald Trump. Wow. Who could have found I'm sure they got a great deal. I'm sure that they're going to play a little golf down there in January. I'm sure Trump is going to show up and, have a great time with them at his club. This used to be a big thing. This used to be a thing, right? Like they wanted to do the G7 at Doral. Everyone was like, no way. That's insane. Don't do that. Government profiting, the president profiting personally off of the government is grotesque. This is not even going to register nowadays.
Yeah, it should register because I've been obsessed with this for a long time. So I was excited to jump on to talk to you about it. I do need to offer a correction for you. In one, the West Virginia place where they usually you would do the retreat is White Sulphur Springs, which is near Lewisburg, which is near my husband's ancestral home in Union County. So shout out to West Virginia.
I thought they used to do it at Jim Justice's old
the Greenbrier, which is in White Sulphur Springs. And I've spent quite a few Christmases there. Not staying.
Well, that place is going broke, right?
It is going broke. It is going broke. Kind of not really RIP actually. Anyway, Doral. Is this something that I've also been calling? Doral's like kind of a dump. The idea of wanting to do it, Doral.
Yes.
Have you been there? There were bed bug issues. The pool had to be shut down because sewer water was in it for a while. And Doral is not the nicest of the Trump properties, so and you're also it's a horrible location. Like you go to Miami, and rather than be in Wynwood or Miami Beach or North Beach, like rather than being any place like that, Coral Gables, like you're in the hottest part of Miami, far away from the water. It's not
close.
It's unpleasant. So
I've been there. I spent a little time there. I remember thinking it's kind of moldy. The cushions were all old.
Yes.
It didn't feel like a nice place. It had this kind of, people had reverence for it because it's Doral and there's golf there. But frankly, it really wasn't that sweet. But that's where they're going.
So why is this important that it's gross? Because they wouldn't go there for any other reason. And this is obvious, right? But to just demonstrate that this is the corruption, there's no reason they would ever go there. And this reminds me of my favorite story. This has been certainly memory hold by everybody. But I like to bring it back up. And Trump has a property in Ireland, in a town called Doonbeg, Doonbeg, and Doonbeg. And there was a time when Mike Pence flew to, back when he was in good graces, not at threat of being murdered by Trump's supporters. He was dispatched to London for diplomatic meetings on the America's behalf. He was asked by Trump not to stay in any of the many beautiful accommodations they have in Dublin, but asked to stay at Trump's golf resort in Doonbeg. Pence agreed to do this. Now, for people who are not familiar with Irish geography, right, Doonbeg is the opposite coast from Dublin, a 3-hour plus commute by car. And Pence went and stayed there, redirected it, did nothing. He had no other obligations over there. He just went 3 hours out of the way to stay at Trump's hotel. That brings with it Secret Service staying there. All the staff stays there. All the hotel room rates go up. And this is just like straight corruption. Jimmy Carter gave up his peanut farm. Jimmy Carter gave up his peanut farm. Like, this is just straight cash in the pocket of Don Jr., who has a new girlfriend apparently, and Eric. Should we do a separate video on Don Jr.'s new girlfriend? Maybe. It's Don Jr. and Eric. Dude. It's money just in the Trump family pocket that the government, the taxpayers are paying. Like, it's us. We're paying for this.
Hold on.
Like, this drives me insane, Sam.
Yes, of course. You can't drop that Don Jr.'s got a new girlfriend just in the middle of a YouTube recording. It's too much. Secondly, you can, I guess, but it just is, it's a lot. Secondly is like, okay, I guess I have two questions for you. One is, I find it interesting or maybe disturbing. I don't know that Trump is so attentive to these things. Like, how much money is he actually gaining from Mike Pence doing that? Is it like a couple $100,000? Is it like $1 million? Like, he's very attentive, and it's like every cent seems to matter to this guy. There's no.
You don't get rich by not being cheap, Sam.
I suppose, but I don't know. It feels like maybe you can overlook one or two of these states. I guess the second question is, do you think that the House Republicans in this case had to be asked by someone in Trump world to do it at Doral? Or do you think they know at this point that it's just part of the game?
Yeah, my guess is that they know. Or that they just want to do it to be in his good graces. Like, Mike, if I'm Mike Johnson, if I'm that little smarty.
Oh, it's like a little thing you have to do, and it's so meaningless for Mike Johnson, but you know it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, but he's a little brown nosy, and he's just such a little brown, right? It's like, let me call the president-elect personally. Mr. President-elect, sir, I just want to let you know I've made the decision that we're moving the retreat. We're not going to be in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia anymore. We've chosen the beautiful Doral course, and I thought, oh, thank you, Mike. Very smart. It's the best, right? Like, that's what's happening. That's it. It's just a suck up. It's just a straight suck up. But it's like, I mean, it's very. It's un-American. Like, it feels like like something that would happen.
Well, there's a couple things here, right? I mean, one is Trump's hotel in DC closed, so they don't have that option anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Two is, though, the backdrop of this is, like the past 4 years has been, rightfully, I think, a lot of attention paid to family members using public office for profit. And by that, I mean Hunter Biden, just going on doing business on his dad's name and all that. And this is just, it's a version of that, right? It's getting private profit from your government positions. Only this is more direct because it's Donald Trump's direct line. It's his hotel, his family business. It has nothing to do with a cut-up business or some consulting fees. It's just directly profiting from your power.
Here's the difference, Sam. I'm paying for it. I mean,
I know fan of Hunter Biden. It's not a business.
Yeah, anyone following these feed knows that no fan of Hunter Biden and his gross work that he's doing, like selling his shit art to people, like in exchange for access.
He made that George Romney poster.
Okay, like, no defense of Hunter, but that's different. Like, that is old school.
How much do you think this costs?
Graft.
Yeah, like, how much do you think all
this brown bag money from you, the viewer, to Donald Trump?
How much do you think it costs? They have to fly every member down to Miami. They got to put them up in a hotel.
Security.
Staff. It's gonna. Yeah, it's not an insignificance. I mean, obviously, there's tons of taxpayers around.
Where is Doge? Where is Doge right now? I thought we were looking for government efficiencies. Where is Doge? Are they not looking into this at all? Could there not have been a cheaper hotel? Was there not a Hampton Inn they could have stayed at?
Yeah, I think, in the end, though, I think that the sad part here is, like, it didn't. This used to be a thing. Like, there was a huge backlash to this in the first Trump years, the annulments issue, the Trump hotel being used as sort of a piggy bank where foreign governments could suck up to Donald Trump by just booking rooms in that hotel. And like everything with Trump, like, we kind of have grown callous to it. And the fact that they're doing this really doesn't bother a lot of people. It doesn't make news anymore. And I doubt it would be, used against him in the slightest by Democrats, who seem completely coward right now. I mean, there's absolutely no political opposition to Donald Trump from the Democratic Party at this juncture.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's no vehicle for it. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't talk about it.
What does that mean? Yeah, no. What vehicle do you need? Like,
and there's no, like, the Republicans won the House. There's no oversight committee, right, or whatever.
Hey, in 2017, the Republicans had won the House too, and they had the Senate. And Trump was president, and yet there were people howling about this stuff. Not happening now.
Yeah, I hate the. I hate the giving up of this. That's like, well, if you won again, none of this stuff worked. It's like, well, it doesn't matter. I mean, I guess like all this stuff takes time, you know? I mean, Donald Trump beat people down. For some reason, Donald Trump has the highest approval rating right now than he did the entire decade he's been cursing us in our lives. And so, you know, maybe over time, there's a certain number of people out there that have been fooled into thinking that it's really the Democrats or the elites or whatever that are grifting and doing inside baseball and the cutting deals. Like probably the best thing that the Democrats could do right now is reposition the Republicans as part of the elites again and be like, no, look, it's the richest man in the world and it's a wealthy president and it's a bunch of billionaires in the cabinet and they're all doing insider deals for themselves. That's like that might actually be a much more effective message than the, you know, whatever, Donald Trump's racist or he might be fascist. I've been to say those things aren't true.
No, and I've been doing a series of YouTube interviews for us with Democrats. Like we've had Ben Winkler, we've had Chris Murphy, Ro Khanna, Brendan Boyle. You know, not the most trafficked YouTube videos in the world, but
people should go watch them. Those guys are all a little nerdy.
Yeah, but to a person, each one of them says they believe that the path back to power for Democrats is to focus on Trump's corruption. And that eventually they'll do something that's so corrupt that people will say, wow, like that was fucked. But, maybe the Doral thing is not big enough for that, but we'll see. Anyways, let's leave it there. We'll do another video at some point about Don Jr.'s new girlfriend.
Girlfriends. Kimberly on the outs.
This is news to me. You
didn't know this?
No,
Kim
I have to go see.
On the outs. The best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come
for Donald Trump Jr. And it's not Kimberly; it's somebody younger. Like father, like son. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, Sam.
Clearly not. Okay. All right. Well, we'll do that on another YouTube. Thank you, Tim. Really appreciate it. Thank you for watching us. As always, subscribe to the feed, share it. We love it. Talk to you later.
Peace.